Everyone, including their grandmothers, are talking about Openclaw and what it can do for the entire space. You can see this, you look no further on YouTube, you can go through all the videos. Everyone is talking about Openclaw. But I suppose what I'm trying to showcase here is from the other side of things, it's all well and good running these agents and having complete access to everything what you're doing, your entire system. But there's an awful lot of problems that we can potentially see and happen in here. So first things first, what I want to draw everyone's attention to is, I suppose, cost. If you're watching this, you're similar to me, you're in a similar position that you may be either starting up your own business or you're running your own business and you're looking to see how AI can help. We've gone so far and so fast. We've moved from a simple AI chats where we can engage and ask it for information, what we've been used to doing through the likes of ChatGPT, Gemini, even through Claude itself. But the problem now, what has happened is we've dived into this rabbit hole that has become something that is going to be very, very hard for people, even if you're not 100% sure of what you're doing with coding. It's still going to be problems. Again, another big major problem is obviously cost. Cost is way up there, I think, for a lot of people. Is for a lot of these people creating videos on it, and some of these videos are absolutely unreal. I Case in point here, the first one I can see is Duncan's one here. He goes into a lot of detail. You can see how he's progressed from N8N automations over to the likes of more AI systems. I've followed a similar path to a certain degree. I haven't gone fully into Openclaw for two reasons. Obviously, systems probably wouldn't allow it, and funding, the money that's needed for it. Some of these systems that are built, that people are building, require API access to every single chat basically on the planet, AI chat out there. And the problem what happens is it becomes an absolute way too expensive to run them, especially if you have them running 24/7, which most people do have them running 24/7. The key here is, I suppose, can we actually see the benefit of this if we do it on a daily basis? The big thing here is, like as I said, is cost. So I went over here just to ChatGPT quickly and just went through kind of a general idea of what costs are involved. So if you're like myself and you're running a few different, I have ChatGPT subscription, I have a Google Workspace, I have a Cloud subscription as well. So I use all these in different environments in different ways. But in order to get the best use, I suppose, out of the likes of Openclaw, you need to have everything APIs 100% connected, so everything can work together and build exactly what you want. Now, I've done elements of this to a certain degree with what I'm doing with anti-gravity in my latest videos and things like that. But again, this is only scratching the surface. But for me personally, it's saving me a massive amount of time. And what I'll do is I'll show you quickly the systems I built in a few minutes. But I just want to go over the cost side of things. So from what I can gather with Openclaw, and again, you can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, it seems to be a big focus on obviously making sure you have a private server to have it running 24/7, or what a lot of people are doing is getting Mac Minis, I think, to run it, and they run it 24/7. They have it over there doing its certain tasks. That's perfect if you have a need for it, I suppose, and a constant demand for it within your business. But if it's running 24/7 and it's doing tasks and jobs for you, it is eating up tokens through your APIs, and that is one of the biggest things. So if you have an API to like all the platforms I mentioned there a minute ago, you could be getting absolutely destroyed with calls, with API calls, tokens, things like that. Also, if you're using through, I know some people use it through like the WhatsApp. Another big problem there is the costs involved in there with WhatsApp. So you obviously have text messaging, and you have fees involved there engaging through it very quickly for a small business. And again, this is only focusing on for small business owners, things like that. Is this can absolutely destroy your funding going forward and really just drain all the resources very quickly. So what you want to be doing is, I suppose, following a similar approach that I am. You grow into it, you build everything around it. And I'm reading a book, and I don't have it here at the moment, is from Daniel Presley, 24 Assets. So one of the key things here is, once you have a full resources of what makes your business yours, then you could start to integrate AI more into your day-to-day basis, I suppose, business. I suppose that's one of the key things. But like, look, you can see here already we have server hosting. Again, it can be ranged from 5 to 30. I think it's around. I think hosting was around €6 or €7 a month to have the hosting. LLMs usage, API spend. Again, this is going to fluctuate like massive. I think for me, I've used, so if I come in here to my settings, so you can see here, this is my own dashboard for the API usage for my system. I topped this up in January 22nd. We're $25 was put into it, and you can see this is about $16 is down to. Again, expense is not high, but I only use it through anti-gravity, and it's probably only used maybe 3 times a week, if even that, to generate my content. So this, it's just, if you have API access and they're constantly going back and forth here, interacting with each other, you are going to rack up a lot of expense and token cost there, and that's something just to remember. And I suppose the other key side here to remember is if you're focusing on maybe you're looking to help you generate thumbnails, things like that, you may need Claude to do the prompting. You may need your agents to use a certain chat model to engage with. Then you might realize you need actually Nano Banana to actually generate the thumbnails, and again, that's another cost, another API cost there. And for me, unless someone in the comments can tell me differently, it doesn't benefit to what I'm doing and where I am at this moment in time within my business. However, I do recommend you definitely check out some of these channels that I've talked about, because they are building some unreal stuff that I can see massively how this can help a business. Definitely, if you're running your own business, how it can help with all the maybe the tasks that really just take up a lot of time and drain you. Definitely an opportunity there for that. So what I want to quickly show you, and if we jump over here to my community, again, if you're interested in joining and learning more about marketing and AI marketing, I suppose, and I'm trying to separate the two of them, because AI marketing is an opportunity to give us back some of our time, but for me, I focus 100% on the do's and don'ts, I suppose, of marketing, how to build up everything from the ground up the right way. But I go into these in my videos, and if we bring it into here, and these are all the latest videos I made, and I obviously made this video a couple of days ago, anti-gravity agents workflow, how I save 50,000 a year. This is allowing me to create SEO content and pretty much run this 100%. Now, I've made some changes even since then, and I think this is one of the... So this is my first agent that I have up and running. This is the content repurposing factory, and again, all I do here is I input a transcript from my video, and from there I get a complete breakdown of everything that I need for my week to week of content. And I shared it already before, but again, it just gives me absolutely everything I want for the daily grind, I suppose, of keeping the business running and allowing me to kind of spend more time in the things that need to be done. I've produced, I think, over 90 pieces of content last week, and I made a post about this, but I wouldn't be able to do this if I was doing it all by manually myself. Now, again, everything is probably done up to 80%, and with the final 20% is my own input into it. And again, I've done the same here, and if I bring up my own website here, and in here, and hopefully you can see that, in here, my own website, I've started the blogs. So again, I've created a few different blogs over the last couple of days. I'm only publishing them one maybe every other day, just keeping it slow and steady for the time being. But you can see here, all these have been published. They're already after being ranked on Google. Again, they're low keywords. Again, what I'm trying to do is local SEO and build up a bit of national and regional authority in the space. But again, all these keywords are only getting probably maybe 10 to 50 searches, whatever, roughly per month. I don't expect anything major. However, for the long term, I'm building up a specific list of keywords around my own area. Again, using this entire factory for elements of that. And what I'll do is I'll quickly show you the actual SEO factory that I have. So here you can see the actual SEO factory, and what I'll do is see, so on the left hand side, you have everything. It turns my transcripts from my videos into actual content, into articles, and I don't have any of the so these are the actual articles at the moment. Again, look, as I said, these are just after being changed because I've dived into these much deeper now. And if we go down here, I think it may show me exactly. Yeah, so now what we do is we get 2 articles. I was getting 4, but what was happening is all the articles were coming out and they looked very just SEO intent. Just there was no benefit. I didn't feel like it was gaining anything from it. So now what I've done is I focus them on 2 articles. Article 1 is the deep dive on whatever the topic is, and Article 2 then is a local case study. Again, it's to help people understand maybe how AI can help their business by explaining how it helped a business in hypothetical way or real life case study. Again, the whole idea here is to give information. So with this, all I have to do is input my transcript, tell it to run, runs the entire process, generates the articles, uploads into WordPress, and from there, as I said, I just do the final 20%, publish it, we're done and dusted. The same here, I can actually do it on information based on research. So if I'm after doing some research on a specific topic, let it be, say, lead magnets, how to build personas, things like that, again, it can create the articles based on that research, and it will give me a similar, maybe 2 articles again, based on the same research. Again, like I said before, Google don't criticize or don't penalize you for the content with AI. They do penalize you if it's absolutely rubbish. That's why you need to make sure that your own stamp is on it and your own spin is on it. So definitely, if you're interested in learning more about this kind of stuff, definitely check out the community. Small community, yes, we're only 9 members still, but slowly but surely we're starting to grow. And as I said, aim here is to help as much people out. So this brings us back, I suppose, to Openclaw. And as I said, if you're using it, I'd love to hear more from you in the comments. Definitely, if you can join the community, I'd love to hear more from you talking about Openclaw. I personally think at this moment in time, for me personally, for my business, and probably for a lot of business owners out there, the benefit is there, but it's because it costs so much, it may not be worth it for you. However, I do see, I think OpenAI have announced that they've partnered up with Openclaw now. So I do expect to see a lot more of this inside of ChatGPT, of setting up agents and running agents more easier, I suppose. And I think once it gets to that stage, you have the opportunity to really build out some cool stuff to actually run your business and help run it. But the key thing is you need to know where you're struggling, and you need to know what AI can actually help. I've seen so many people focus it on AI can do this, that, and the other thing. But the problem is, if you try and attach AI to absolutely everything you're doing, you'll end up probably more complicated, more confused. You need to break it all down into systems and see how it can help a certain area. In this example here, it's helping me for SEO content. In the other example, repurposing, it's helping me repurpose my long form content into short form content. So following a similar structure and pattern. And again, that's it. For research, it helps me a little bit, but not as much. And for script writing, again, it helps a little bit as well with that. So you need to find out how it works. But look, I just wanted to make that video, I suppose, on Openclaw, jump on it a little bit more to explain a bit more, I suppose, what I see a lot of questions happening. It's all well and good running it, but if you're tight for cash, may not be the best option for you. There is alternatives, but you can build up a smaller system that suits your business. And I think you have to remember that a lot of these videos are being made in order to get you to click them, to watch them, and to be amazed by them. But realistically here, this video that I made now will probably only get a few views on it. But the thing about it is, it's real. It's real life to show how it can actually be used. Can it be used? And again, if you're tight for budget, maybe it's not the best option for you. So look, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day.